The documentation of marital status represents a fundamental component of the Aliyah application process, particularly for applicants from countries that do not maintain comprehensive civil registries or issue standardized single-status certificates. For UK residents seeking to immigrate to Israel under the law of return, understanding the marital status affidavit requirement becomes absolutely essential when official governmental certification of unmarried status proves unavailable through conventional channels. Israeli immigration authorities require definitive proof of an applicant's current marital status as an integral part of their comprehensive eligibility verification process. This requirement stems from the critical need to establish accurate family composition records and ensure proper application of immigration benefits and obligations under Israeli law. The Israeli government must maintain precise demographic records for all new immigrants to properly administer citizenship rights, social services, and legal obligations that vary significantly based on marital status. When governmental bodies in an applicant's country of residence do not issue official single-status certificates, as is typically the case in the United Kingdom, alternative documentation through sworn affidavit becomes necessary to satisfy Israeli immigration requirements. This circumstance particularly affects applicants from the United States and Canada, where federal governments maintain no centralized citizens' registries containing marital status information, necessitating individual sworn declarations to establish legal status for immigration purposes. The United Kingdom's civil registration system, while comprehensive for recording marriages and other vital events, does not routinely issue certificates confirming single status or unmarried condition. This absence of standardized single-status certification creates a documentation gap that must be addressed through alternative legal mechanisms to satisfy Israeli immigration requirements. The affidavit process represents the accepted international standard for establishing marital status when official governmental certification proves unavailable. Marital status affidavits operate under strict temporal limitations that demand careful timing coordination throughout the immigration process. These documents maintain validity for only 6 months from their date of authentication, and crucially, must remain valid on the specific day of Aliyah completion. This narrow validity window requires precise planning to ensure document currency throughout the entire immigration process, which can extend over many months from initial application to final approval. The 6-month validity limitation reflects Israeli immigration authorities' commitment to ensuring that all documentation represents current, accurate information at the time of immigration completion. Marital status can change rapidly, and outdated affidavits could potentially misrepresent an applicant's actual circumstances at the time of immigration, creating legal complications and administrative difficulties for Israeli authorities managing new immigrant records. The affidavit must undergo a dual authentication process to achieve legal recognition by Israeli authorities. First, the document requires notarization by an authorized legal professional within the applicant's jurisdiction who can verify identity and witness the sworn declaration under appropriate legal standards. Subsequently, apostille certification from the appropriate governmental authority validates the document for international use under Hague Convention protocols. For UK residents, this authentication process involves initial notarization by a qualified UK solicitor or certified notary public, followed by apostille authentication through the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office. The Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office serves as the sole authorized body for international document validation in the United Kingdom, maintaining exclusive jurisdiction over apostille certification for all UK documents intended for international use. The marital status affidavit must contain specific declarative language to satisfy Israeli immigration standards and ensure legal recognition by immigration authorities. The document should explicitly state that it is being prepared for completion of the Aliyah process under Israel's law of return, establishing clear purpose and legal context for the sworn declaration. This specificity helps Israeli authorities understand the document's intended use and ensures proper categorization within their immigration processing systems. The affidavit must include an unambiguous formal statement of the applicant's current marital status using precise legal terminology that leaves no room for interpretation or misunderstanding. This declaration becomes part of the official immigration record and carries significant legal weight in determining the applicant's eligibility for various immigration benefits and obligations. Ambiguous language or imprecise terminology can create processing delays or require additional clarification that extends immigration timelines. Critical to the document's legal standing, the affidavit must incorporate explicit warning language regarding the consequences of false statements. This provision must clearly indicate that any intentional misrepresentation may result in severe legal consequences, including potential criminal prosecution and automatic rejection of the Aliyah application. The warning language serves both legal and practical purposes, ensuring that applicants understand the serious nature of their sworn statements while providing Israeli authorities with legal recourse in cases of deliberate misrepresentation. Given the United Kingdom's absence of standardized single-status certificate issuance, UK residents must navigate a specific procedural pathway that begins with drafting a comprehensive sworn affidavit or statutory declaration. This document must meet Israeli immigration requirements while conforming to UK legal standards for sworn statements, creating a bridge between British legal conventions and Israeli immigration expectations. The completed affidavit requires authentication by a qualified UK solicitor or certified notary public who can verify the applicant's identity and witness the sworn declaration under UK law. This professional verification serves as the first layer of authentication, establishing the document's legitimacy within the British legal system before submission for international validation. Following notarization, the document must receive apostille certification from the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, providing the international authentication necessary for Israeli governmental recognition. This apostille process validates the notary's authority and confirms the document's authenticity for international legal purposes, enabling Israeli authorities to accept the affidavit with confidence in its legitimacy. The properly authenticated affidavit then becomes part of the comprehensive Aliyah application documentation submitted to Israeli immigration authorities. The integration of this document with other required materials creates a complete application package that enables Israeli officials to conduct thorough eligibility assessments and make informed decisions regarding immigration approval. Prospective immigrants must understand that Israel maintains discretionary authority regarding acceptance of marital status affidavits. Israeli immigration officials may determine that sworn declarations do not provide sufficient verification for specific cases, potentially requiring additional documentation from local governmental offices or civil registries. This discretionary element introduces uncertainty into the application process, as document acceptance cannot be guaranteed in advance regardless of the quality or authenticity of the submitted affidavit. The variability in acceptance standards emphasizes the importance of working closely with established Aliyah organizations that maintain current knowledge of Israeli immigration requirements and can provide guidance on document preparation strategies most likely to achieve acceptance. These organizations possess valuable insights into recent policy changes, processing trends, and specific documentation preferences that can significantly impact application success rates. Given the complexity of requirements and the potential for application rejection based on inadequate documentation, prospective immigrants should engage with qualified Aliyah assistance organizations early in their preparation process. These professional services maintain current understanding of evolving Israeli immigration standards and can provide invaluable guidance on document preparation, timing, and submission strategies that maximize the likelihood of successful processing. The marital status affidavit requirement, while seemingly straightforward, involves numerous technical specifications and timing considerations that can significantly impact application success. Proper preparation and professional guidance prove essential for navigating this critical component of the Aliyah documentation process, ensuring that all requirements are met comprehensively and that documentation submitted to Israeli authorities meets current standards for acceptance and processing. The financial implications of the affidavit process should also be considered in overall Aliyah planning, as the combined costs of professional notarization, apostille certification, and potential professional assistance can accumulate substantially. Additionally, the 6-month validity limitation may necessitate renewal of the entire process if immigration timelines extend beyond the document's validity period, effectively doubling the associated costs and administrative burden. Successful navigation of the marital status affidavit requirement represents a crucial step in establishing eligibility for Israeli immigration while demonstrating compliance with comprehensive documentation standards that reflect the Israeli government's commitment to thorough verification of all new immigrants seeking citizenship under the law of return.